Hey, what's up guys? We're going to do a quick video on custom wiring for a big boy power supply hooked up to a dual terminal 4-lane AFX track. Alright, so right here we have a custom harness that we made, which is very simple. We had a customer request a split system for a unique U-shaped track with dual power terminals. This is a 4-lane unit, so it needed to have 4 plugs. He did supply us with the AFX plugs, which was great. I know that a lot of guys are terrified to cut the plugs off of their AFX power supply. Don't worry, once you go to a real power supply, you will never want to see that stock wall wart ever again. So real quick, what we have here is really simple. I mean, we literally have 2 wires, positive and negative, that split into each plug. Okay, all these cars need is positive and negative. I went ahead and marked these wires out so that the arrows or the triangles on the stock setup will be pointing the right direction, just so that when they hook it up, it's going to be super easy. We essentially made 2 of these, and then we just joined them together down here at our banana plug, which the banana plug is what goes into the power supply. Oops, sorry about that. And you would just plug it in right here. We don't use the center ground. If you wanted to ground the power supply, you could, but because these are lab grade, typically they would run a ground to the test mat or to the test chassis. So that's really all that there is. Very, very simple. If this was a single power supply or a single AFX track, which you certainly could, you could use this one plug to run 2 lanes, no problem. Or if you had a 4-lane, this is exactly what you would want to duplicate right here. You might give yourself a little bit more cord on the AFX power supply, but you do want to keep those as short as possible. That's not a big heavy gauge wire, and you know, you can run a decent amount of power through it. If you're going to be running like full-on hopper races, modified and stuff, I would recommend eliminating the plug system and the terminal track altogether, and you would want to hardwire, which means that you would be soldering directly to your track rails. But just wanted to do a quick video to show what that looks like. This is going to be set up just like so. This will plug in here, this will plug in on this side, and then his power supply is located right there, which is why we have the excess here. So this is major game changer when you upgrade power supply from the stock wall wart. A lot of guys don't like us calling that a toy power supply, but you guys, this stuff was made for kids. It was made for me when I was 8 years old. It is a toy power supply, and once you start racing or running higher performance cars, hopped up cars, you definitely want to go to a lab grade unit. Something else that you could do, you could run this right to a battery if you don't want to have adjustability. This is only positive and negative, guys. That is all that it takes. It is not voodoo, it's not anything special. It is just DC voltage. So anything that puts out DC voltage, you can use. You could use a battery, you could use an RC battery, you could use whatever you want. So there's a lot of freedom with this stuff. That's one thing I love about this hobby, and hope you enjoy the video. Please leave some comments there if you've done it differently, or if you have any questions, we'll do our best to get back to you. So thanks guys.